Hi everyone, so today I'll be trying out Spellbinders' new Glimmer of the Month and Wax Seal of the Month for February of 2024. I did a whole unboxing video and I'll link that in the description box if you would like to see more about sizing and all those things that I normally measure and talk about in those kinds of videos. But I do have the Glimmer of the Month and it is called Daffodil Spray and it has 2 sentiments, dyes for those sentiments if you would like to use them paired with each other. And then I have the Wax Seal of the Month, which is the Lily of the Valley seal in an oval shape, and it came with fern wax beads. Again, with the Glimmer, it says colors may vary, but generally it's going to be whatever you see in the preview videos and things like that. So fern and then champagne on the Glimmer. And yeah, so these items were sent free of charge from my review, and of course all opinions are my own, and any links I have in the description box will be affiliate links, which means I make a small commission if you purchase items to those links, so thank you for using those if you would like. Yeah, so today I think what I'm going to do is make a seal. I'm going to go ahead and create a sentiment with the Glimmer and the plate here, and I think I'm going to use this one because I want my seal to kind of like hold it. I don't know how to explain that. So anyway, so it looks like it's being held by the seal. And then our beautiful background with these daffodils. Look how pretty these are. So let me grab a card base and some papers, get my Glimmer going, and I'll be right back. So I think I'm going to make a 4x6 card, just something a little bit different than what I normally do. So I have a standard A2 size piece of paper. So if you want it to be 4x6, you're going to need the paper to be 8 inches wide, 6 inches tall, or however. So let me go ahead and cut it at 6 inches on this side. I'm just using this kind of creamy colored paper here, and then 8 inches, which we know this is 8.5 if you're using a standard A2 size piece of paper. So I'm just going to take 1/2 inch off one side, and then on my handy dandy trimmer here I will also score at 4 inches. Do not use the gray one because that will just cut it. You want to use the guy that's tucked away down here, the scoring tool for that, and I will place that there. And this is some really thick paper, so I do like to take a bone folder or scoring tool and just flatten that out. So 4x6 on this guy. I think I'm going to do some foiling on metallic like foil paper. Why not? Haven't done that maybe ever in a long time. I don't know. I don't need it to be exactly the 6 inches. I like a little matte layer, so I'm going to go 5 7/8. And you can trim this down after you do your foiling or however you would like. And then 3 7/8. It looks like there's like a little bend in this, so I'm going to use that side to get cut off. So 3 7/8. And that is what I will be foiling on. So we have our card base, we have that paper ready. I think I'm just going to foil the sentiment. I mean, honestly, we could foil it on this too, but not that one. Oh, maybe on here. I was going to use white, but you know what? We have this paper and that's pretty good, so maybe we'll just foil it on something like this. So I'll put that to the side for now. This guy, and what we need to do is get everything ready for the foiling. So let's just get this guy going. Just remove that little sticker. You can put it back on or just put it to the side and never use it again, however you would like. I like to cut my foil so it's right about the size of what we're working with. You don't want to scratch your foil, so just be careful of that. On this side you can pretty much touch it, but this side is the side that the foil is actually on, so you don't want to like scratch that. So just be careful with it. Ah, here it comes. I want to see about how long that is. There we go. So on this side, I'm just kind of eyeballing about how much of this we need. Now you don't have to keep it super close. It just helps you prevent from like overfoiling if there's an area that you just don't want to get it all over the place. So that pretty much covers the whole front of my card. And I like to put my foil on here. It's basically the same size. So I might actually make my sandwich on the machine. But again, if this wasn't here, maybe I'll do that. I can actually use that little area to help me tape it. And I'm eyeballing this to this and seeing kind of where everything is. That's the bottom of my paper. It's already cut down. So what I'm going to do is bring this all the way down to the bottom so that it foils that whole area. And then just give it a little tape because I don't want it to move too much. Now let me think. Oh, you know what? Left and right. Let's think about that. I can feel my paper down here. So what Spellbinders normally does is they say to hinge it. So that would be place the die and then, tape it to your paper and then lift it up a little bit and then put the foil in so you know where you're foiling. I'm just kind of feeling this out, kind of doing that by hand. And maybe I'll trim another little bit away over here just to have somewhere to add a little bit of tape, right? Okay, I'll do the same thing for the little bit, like this piece that I cut off will be perfect for the sentiment. So I'll just line that up with my sentiment and I'll be right back. Guys, so my glimmer is ready to go. If you're not familiar with the glimmer, you're just going to plug it in. There's a switch on the back to turn it on, and then just wait for this light to say platform ready. So the red light comes on pretty much as soon as you turn it on. And I'm going to place this down. So I should talk about the sandwich in case you're super new to this. Plate is always touching the gray surface, and the reason I say that every time is because I have done it and said it to you guys, and then I still put it like this, and then it doesn't glimmer the way you would want it to, and actually this foil will stick to this or however. So just don't do it that way. Plate, the way I built it was the paper, the foil color facing you, the pretty side, you know, facing you, and then your plate face down, and then you're going to put it on here. Like this. If you're building it up on your platform, you're going to have the plate facing up, the design's facing up at you, the silver part of your foil is facing you, and then your paper face down. Just a little bit different, it's just backwards. And hopefully that sticks. It looks like my little sticky stuff is already not sticking, but that's okay. I'm just eyeballing this. And I like to place this right on top, both plates. As soon as I get this going, some people put it on afterwards. I know I said with Spellbinders, I've seen them do videos where they just let the plate heat up, then they put the foil in the paper, and then they run it through. So whatever you like to do, whatever works for you. And then this guy I'll do separately. It's just my sentiment with a little bit of that leftover foil. And again, I'll place it like this when it's time. So I press the timer. When it stops, that means it's ready. And we can run it through our machine. So I'll be back in a few seconds. Okay, so my timer just went solid. That means it is ready to go. I just kind of push it out, pulling it, but also kind of pushing with my hand over here, making sure this is pretty steady. And then I'm just going to run it through my Platinum 6. Again, you can see on Spellbinders' site what machines this is compatible with. Generally, it's machines that can accept those old school craft rule dies. Let's push this back in here and lift that off. And I mean, I can already see that it's pretty great. Again, this is foil paper, so I mean, look at that. It adds a little bit of extra beauty. Look at, I mean, that is amazing. Oh my gosh, I need to get this guy off, and I'll show you the piece I just took off because you can also use that to make another card. This is a magnetic handle, and it picked this guy up with it. That's pretty strong, right? Because that's a whole tool it brought up. Okay, I'm gonna put this to the side somewhere, and let that get in there. Let it get warm again. It says it's ready, and I guess I'll just move on to putting this guy on here. And I just like to keep things separate. I don't know. That's just how I do it when I'm foiling, one thing at a time. Or if it's like sentiments, I'll have one down here, maybe one here and one over here. Just give them their space. But look at this big piece. Now you can definitely foil this again. Put several shims if you want just this whole thing on a piece of paper. Then maybe you can trim it down. You can use Spellbinders dies that are specifically for this kind of thing, where it's like a circle or like a diamond shape or an oval shape or whatever they have. And you place that, and that heats it up in just that area. So when you take it off, you're just gonna have like an oval here that went to your paper or however, but this is beautiful. So I will put that in my little pile of foil pieces like that. I have a little place I keep those, and then we're good to go. And you know, this is probably set up in just a second, but I'll be right back. Okay, so it just went solid, and you don't feel like you have to like jump to it when it gets solid. That's fine. Oh, spun all the way around. You know, you can leave it a few seconds longer. It's not going to hurt anything. If you leave it too long, you might get some overfoiling, because then the foil just gets so hot and ready to do its thing. It just wants to stick to everything, right? So that would be the only issue with that. But I mean, that's a good while longer. Let's see what we have. There we go. And I have a little slight bit of overfoiling there. So what I like to do is, while it's still a little bit warm, I guess I'm done with this, just take an eraser. I mean, literally any eraser, and I'm going to put it on here just to show you so I have something to work on. And just rub your eraser over the top. So basically with foiling, it is kind of like a letterpress thing, because it's pushing the sentiment or the foil, should I say, into your paper. And so the very top surface doesn't have anything, and then it's, you know, the foil is kind of pushed in. So if you're going like this, you're not hurting anything at all. You're just taking off that little top layer that's on the paper and not pushed in, right? And that's it. Cleans it up and makes it more crisp. Okay, I'll be right back. Okay guys, so we have our sentiment. I'm going to probably cut into it like a little dovetail here, and then over here on this side I'm going to put the wax seal. So that's why I kind of centered it a little further in. I would have normally, you know, fold it here. Of course you have your die. If you want the whole thing just cut out, you have your die. You can cut it out, and that'd be really great. Of course, account for that whenever you cut your paper, right? This is like a little 1/2 inch piece. It probably needs like a good 3/4 inch so you can have the top and the bottom showing once you cut through. It's right on there. But for right now, let's go ahead and glue this guy down. I mean, look how pretty that is. Oh my gosh. I'm just going to use a tape runner because this paper is really sensitive, you know, foil paper, and since I'm doing such a big matte layer of it, I don't want any kind of wet glue to make it react or do something funny, so I'm just going to use a dry glue like this, and just really get that stuck down. And just be careful, because once you place it, it is pretty much placed. So I have my fingers still behind this, kind of keeping it up until I'm happy with where I think might be center. And then I will allow that to kind of push down. Let's do that. Let's go ahead and turn it over. Okay, so we have our card base ready, we have our sentiment ready, and what we're going to do is go ahead and get our wax seal going. So I'm going to do this probably on the silicone mat that I have in the starter kit. You can do parchment paper. I don't know if I would do wax paper because the wax will stick to the bottom of your beads, but parchment paper, anything like that to release it would be great. I'm just going to open this up from the back because I still have pictures to take, guys, so I like to keep this intact for now. We're probably going to need maybe 4 of these. 4 or 5 is generally what I use for a 1-inch, you know, wax seal. Let me go ahead and get my kit and I'll be right back. So, my wax seal mat, this guy, and this little guy. And this doesn't have to like warm up. Basically, you want this part to warm up. So if you have a very shallow candle like this one, it'll burn out really quickly. So don't light it and think, oh, I need to let that warm up for a while. And no, this needs to get warmed up. So pretty much when you're ready, just go ahead and light it then, you know. So let's go ahead and put this guy on here. I am pretty much ready, so I'm gonna light this guy if I can. Oh, work for 2 seconds. There we go. Put that guy on there and just go for it because, again, I don't want to waste the heat coming off my little candle. And then we'll do our seal in just a second. Let me let that melt down. Okay, and I don't know if you do this. I like to poke at it while it's melting because I just thought, I don't know. It's just fun for me. But anyway, I poked that down there. I think it's pretty much ready. You want everything to really be melty so it doesn't just stay too firm in one area or something like that. And when I have something like this, I'll pour out the wax in the shape, kind of. So let me just do that. Like, as I'm pouring it, I'll do it more of an oval shape. That way you know you're going to get what you need from this. So just more oval. While this is still hot or warm, you can wipe it out with a paper towel, and then your spoon is ready to go for the next one. Or if you're going to keep making them the same color, obviously you can just add more of the same color. So here we go. And as I push down, I just let that sit in there. Looks pretty good. Okay, I'm going to let that set up. It takes maybe 30 seconds or so before you can really get that. And then this guy, again, wipe it out with a paper towel, and he'll be nice and clean for the next one. Still setting up. I just wiped it out with paper towel, ready to go for the next color. If I choose to use a different color, I'm just going to put this away. And I brought out my gold, I think it's gold. Yeah, Sharpie, so I can color in some of what's going on here. I think it might be ready. Oh my gosh, look how pretty that one is. Super cute. And so what I'm going to do is just take this guy and just go over the edges sideways like this. You're not using the very point because then you're going to get in places you don't want to be. So just on the side of your marker or whatever it is you're using, just brush up and down around your image or over the image, and it'll pop that really, really nicely. So I'll finish that up and I'll be right back. Okay guys, so let's bring these things over. I wanted to see, I didn't know, how exactly wide this was going to be, if that works. Oh, okay. So basically the whole thing fits on here. Again, this is a 4x6 card, so obviously if I was doing it this way, I could use the whole thing and it wouldn't be an issue, but I foiled the direction I foiled in. So I want to put it here. I am a little afraid that's going to stick off the side there. I don't want to cover it up, so what I was thinking is just getting rid of the sending and just doing Easter blessings. What do you guys think? I think that'll be cute. So basically that means I'm going to cut that piece off, or most of it, something like that. And then this will just cover this area and just on top of the G, and that'll be fine. And it'll just say Easter blessings. I think that's cute. So on this side, I'm just going to go straight up like this, as straight as I can. And to make a dovetail, and again, you probably have a die for this, but I'm just doing this by hand. I'm just going to look at what I think is the center, and then cut from the corner to that center. And then same thing on the other side, and that should give us a nice little dovetail. And it's just something, a little extra something. And if you have a little bit of something in there, you can do that, or just use a better scissor, a smaller scissor, should I say, to help you kind of detail that out. And I was also thinking about kind of going like this, giving it a little zhuzh, so it's a little bit higher there. So if I'm going to do that and keep it up that way, I'm going to put a dimensional adhesive under there. So I have like this little guy maybe there, and another low profile kind of dimensional over here. And let's see where we want to place this. Like right in there? Okay. So let me put a little glue on this. Also want something that sets up a little faster. And as far as these guys, I'm just going to glue that down. I was going to say Spellbinders has double-sided circular adhesive for like wax seals, but this one's obviously an oval, so it's a little bit different. I'm just going to put that there, and then this here. So this is kind of standing up. Let me fix my little center there. Got pretty straight, maybe a little more up here. And then this guy, I am going to glue down with this adhesive. I don't know how well or how long that will hold for, but if you want to use a little bit of hot glue, just the smallest amount, that would be good, because obviously hot glue is going to possibly melt this, so don't put too much. I was going to say probably a zip dry or Beacon's 3-in-1 would be a good one. Jewelry glue. Anything that's going to really hold, because this is plastic and paper, so just think about that. I'm going to hold this down and I'll show you what that looks like. Okay guys, and that is our card. Super quick. I mean, the foiling is just, I have no words. It's so pretty, especially with that metallic or matte metallic paper in the background there of it. And then we have our Easter blessings and our little wax seal, just simple and beautiful, and I love the way it came out. So thanks for watching, guys. I'll have pictures coming up. I'll have the links in the description box, along with the total unboxing of the deluxe caboodle and all that good stuff. And thank you so much, Spellbinders, for sending these items for review. I'll see you all at the next one. Bye now.